Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video is going to be a trying new makeup follow-up video. So typically here on my channel on Fridays, I do trying new makeup, trying out new products on my face, but I'm actually pre-filming pretty far in advance because when you guys see this video, I'm actually going to be in Vegas with some girlfriends celebrating a bachelorette party. So I've been pre-filming some content so I can still get my videos up like I normally do. So for today's video, since I'm filming pretty far in advance, I don't really have a lot that I've accumulated yet since I last filmed last week's trying new makeup video, so I thought I could do a follow-up here. So I'm going to be just giving my reviews on one of my recent trying new makeup videos. I'll have that one listed in the description box, but as always when I do this series every week, I like to come back in like 2 or 3 weeks or so, sometimes a month, and give my thoughts on everything and my full reviews. So that's what we are going to be doing today. So if you're interested in hearing some of my thoughts on some new products that I've been trying out, why don't we go ahead and get started. So once again, I will have that video listed down below so you can see kind of my first impressions on everything, but we're reviewing the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. We're reviewing some products from Milk Makeup, from Sleek, Persona Cosmetics, etc. So that's kind of what we have going on today. But starting off with the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. So I only had a very small mini of this, so I used it up, so I don't really have like the garbage to show you or anything. So I got a mini of this because the full size is $52, which is extremely expensive for a primer. I really have not been able to spend that much money on a primer. I struggle parting that for a foundation. So for a primer, that's just really expensive. But a lot of people have been saying really good things about this primer from Tatcha. So when I saw that I could get just like a little sample card of it, it wasn't even like a deluxe size sample where it was like a mini or something. It was like the cardboard card. And so I got, I'm gonna say maybe 5 uses out of it, I think. So it really wasn't too many. And after the last time I was using it, I could tell that it wasn't the same, since I should have like put it in a bag or something, but I just thought, I was like, I'm gonna use it every single day for the next few days, and like, surely it'll be okay. It kind of went bad at the last time, so I really only got a handful of uses out of it. And truly, I don't feel like I got enough use out of it that I was able to make a final decision of like, yes, I think this is worth it. No, I don't think it's worth it. But truly, I'm kind of leaning towards the no, I don't think it's worth it. I recently reviewed the YSL Touche Éclat Blur Primer. I think that one's in the $52 range, $54 range or something like that. And once again, I was like, you know, I like it and I think it's good, but I don't see enough of a benefit that I can go out and spend that kind of money. I think primers is just a hard thing for me personally, because with a foundation, you can see a visible difference on your skin when you're putting a foundation on. For a primer, it's kind of like you can for a little bit, but then especially when you put the foundation over it, I don't know, I'm just like, I can't spend that much money for a primer right now. So unfortunately, it was really, really hard to come up with a review for that one because again, I just feel like I didn't get enough good uses out of it. But from what I tried, it was nice. But again, nothing that was just like absolutely blowing me away. So those are kind of my thoughts on the Tatcha primer. Now I also do have here from Milk Makeup, this is the foundation that I use. It's their Blur Liquid Matte Foundation. So it looks like this is $40. So I was using the shade medium in the video. The shade match isn't 100% for me, but it was close enough that I felt like I could still wear it. It was good enough that I could test it out to be able to see what I think of it. And I like this foundation. I think it's fine, but again, it's nothing that like super excited me. It's not one that I feel like I'm going to constantly be reaching for, but it wasn't something that I thought was terrible. I thought that it looked pretty nice on my skin. So this is supposed to have a matte finish. It's supposed to be full coverage, but it's also supposed to be very lightweight on the skin. I do agree with all of those claims, and even though I'm not a huge matte full coverage girl myself, I didn't notice a lot of it with, since I do have dry skin, I didn't notice a lot of like clinging to my dry patches, or like emphasizing a lot of my dry areas. I didn't notice that. I didn't feel like it was too cakey on the skin. Again, I do feel like it was really lightweight. I didn't feel like I was wearing a lot of makeup with it, but it's just one of those. I think sometimes, especially with matte foundations, is I just don't feel like it does a lot for my skin. I don't feel like I look particularly better when I wear some matte full coverage foundations, and I think that's just kind of where I was with this one. I still like it, and especially if I would pair it with like the right primer, the right highlighter, etc. The end result, like whenever I wear this, I always like the end result. After I've gotten everything together and all the rest of my makeup is on, I like how I look, but I'm not like, overly impressed with myself. Does that make any sort of sense? That's kind of how I feel with this foundation. I do think that if you like matte full coverage foundations, I think that you would probably like this one. So I think it's just going to be on like personal preference for what you prefer in your foundation. But for me, I still like it and I can still see myself continuing to wear it. So it was just like an okay one for me. And then next up here I have from First Aid Beauty, this is their new concealer. This is the Hello Fab Bendy Avocado Concealer. Alrighty then. So this is what the concealer one looks like. It is pretty standard there. The wand is quite bendy, so when you put it on, I kind of like that. The Laura Mercier does that one too. Does that too, and I like it. So this concealer is $22. I'm in the shade 3. Mine just says 3 on here. It says that it's a flexible second skin concealer. It provides buildable weightless coverage with superfood avocado to help hydrate and nourish the skin. I actually really do like this concealer. I've noticed that it's been getting a lot of really good reviews, and I have to say that my review for this is pretty darn positive too. I like the coverage on it. I think it's a solid coverage, but it's still more of a hydrating concealer. It's really easy to blend out. It just kind of ticks all the boxes that I like for my concealer, so I've been finding myself reaching for this a ton. The shade range is really, really bad on it though, and even this shade isn't my best shade match of life, so I hope that they do expand it, especially because it is getting so many positive reviews. I really do hope that they expand their shade range, but so far this one is working out really well for me, so I'd recommend, if you can find your shade, I would be able to recommend this concealer. And then the next one that I have here is from Milk Makeup. Again, I'm not going to spend too much time on these because I've actually put them in my recent Makeup Monthly for the month of August, and I put them in my favorite section. I've been raving about these. These are the Milk Makeup, what is the proper name for these? The Blur and Set powder, I believe is what it is. Why doesn't it tell me? Yes, there we go. Blur and Set Matte Loose Setting Powder. So I have the shades Light and also Medium. Light I've been using for under my eyes. Medium I've been using for all over my face since I do have a bit of a tan right now. I also did self-tan today for Vegas, so I thought I'd wear a sweater in case I was like changing colors during this video. And people were like, whoa. What just happened? I'm marinating in my tan right now. But I've just been really enjoying these powders. So many loose powders are really impressing me lately, which is crazy because I have been off the loose powder train for such a long time, and I'm like firmly back on it right now. The only con I'll say is that it's kind of hard to get product. Oh no, I just broke mine. How did you manage to do that? I just broke mine, so that's a bummer. It has like a pop top here, and mine just broke all the way off, so that's not good. But it does have the net here, and I just sometimes can find it's really challenging, and you really have to like get at it to get any powder out. But these do just amazing things for your skin. It really does blur everything out. Your skin looks so smooth after you wear these. I like them for underneath the eyes. I like it for all over the face. And I've just been really impressed with these, so I would highly recommend them from Milk Makeup. So next up I have an eyeshadow palette here. This is from Viseart. This is the Warm Mattes palette. And this palette is $80, which is very, very pricey. When I was doing the trying new makeup video, I think I just used like 1 or 2 shades out of here because then I came in with like a glitter shadow, which I'll talk about next. But I've been trying this one out more and more. I recently posted a photo on Instagram that I'll insert here using mostly this like red shade out of here, which was super, super pretty. This is a beautiful palette for fall, do not get me wrong. But the only con about these Viseart palettes is the price tag is $80 on them, and while I do really like these palettes, I'm just not sure that they are really worth that price point. I do like all matte palettes. I'm a big fan of them, and I'm a big fan of the shades in here. I've used quite a few shades. A lot of these browns can kind of get a bit repetitive in here, and that's coming from someone who loves her neutrals, so I did want to point that out. But it's a really nice palette. They blend super easily. They're nice and pigmented without a lot of fallout on the face. I don't really have a lot of negatives to say about the palette, except that it's more pricey. The packaging doesn't necessarily scream like $80 to me. There's not a mirror in it. Viseart is more aimed towards like professional makeup artists, people working in film and things like that, so I totally understand that that kind of goes into the thought process of the packaging. It's so people can be looking, you know, makeup artists can be looking into their bag and they know what palette they're going to get and what shades are going to be inside, so I totally fully understand that. But you know, maybe if you're someone who doesn't work in the industry, or you're someone who prefers, you know, you're okay paying a little bit more for packaging, or you really do like to have a mirror. Maybe you're someone who travels a lot like me and I really rely on the palettes, on the mirrors in my palettes, you know, things like that. But I mean, the quality in these are good. That's just kind of like the only real con that I'll have to say about it. It's not that I'm necessarily completely blown away, like, oh my gosh, everybody must run out and try this palette. I do think if there's a particular color scheme, because they do have quite a few of these, if there's a particular color scheme that calls out to you, maybe trying one out, maybe during a sale, or you got a gift card or something like that's going on, because these can also be found at Sephora, you know, maybe trying one out for yourself and seeing what you think. But truly, I feel like you'd maybe only need one, if that makes sense, instead of like needing the whole range of the Viseart palettes. But I'm glad that I have this one. I'll definitely be reaching for it, especially come fall time, because again, I feel like these shades are just absolutely perfect for fall. But it's kind of what I think about the Viseart palettes. So next up I have these new Dazzle Shadow liquids from MAC Cosmetics. So in the video I tried on Rayon Rays, but I tried out a couple different ones too, just so I could kind of give you some more feedback on each of the different ones that I tried. Now 3 of them that I tried are a shimmer finish, and then one I tried is the satin finish. So I have some swatches here. So this first one here is Rayon Rays, which is kind of a warm brown, and that is a shimmer. The next one here is Flash and Dash, and that's kind of a light champagne gold. That one's also a shimmer. The next one here is called Love Yourself, and that's a metallic pink, and that is a satin. And then the last one on the end is Pantherized. That is also a shimmer, and it's described as a black with purple and green pearl. So those are the swatches of the Dazzle Shadows that I've been trying out. So I will say the shimmer finish ones that I've tried, especially Rayon Rays and most definitely Flash and Dash, I did get quite a bit of fallout on my face. Actually, Flash and Dash, if you can tell, it doesn't have much of a base to it. It's mostly just that shimmer in there. And that one, I especially got a ton of fallout on my face when I was trying that one. Probably the worst out of all 4 that I've tried. Definitely my favorite by far is the Love Yourself, which is the metallic pink, which is the satin formula. It is so smooth. It looks so good on the eyes. It doesn't crease. I mean, even the boy who was serving me ice cream at Cold Stone complimented me on my eyeshadow, okay? He was a makeup lover himself. He told me he had, oh, what highlight did he have on? Was it the Amrezy highlight from Anastasia? We got in a big old makeup discussion all because of my eyeshadow, and it was, I was wearing this one here from MAC, which is again called Love Yourself. Pantherized I was wearing, I think it was in my August Makeup Monthly, I think I was wearing that all over the lid, and I liked it. And that one I didn't notice a lot of fallout with it, but there's like very little actual shimmer to it. I was kind of surprised when it said that that one was a shimmer, because especially compared to the other ones, I didn't notice as much kind of like actual like shimmer particles in there. But those are the MAC Dazzle Shadows. So again, I like these, and I've been trying more and more of kind of like these liquid eyeshadows recently, and I'm still waiting to find one that knocks Stila off. I haven't been able to do it yet. The Pixie is a close second. Again, I like these from MAC. I can see myself continue to wear these again, especially the metallic pink. They're $22, so they're just slightly cheaper than the Stila ones, but I just think that you would have to be aware of what colors you want, and if you're going for a shimmer or satin finish, because with the shimmers you might get a lot of it fallen out onto your face. So these are okay, but again, they're not like my absolute favorite, again, except for Love Yourself, which turned out to be a favorite. But those are kind of my thoughts on the MAC Dazzle Shadow liquids. I think that they're really easy to apply and they look nice, but if you're gonna wear them for several hours at a time, you might have some fallout issues. Next up, I have the highlight palette that I used in that video. This one is from Sleek Makeup. This is their Copper Plate Highlighting Palette. Ooh, so inside looks like this. You do have a mirror, you have 4 different shades here, and then it also did come with a brush, which I did end up taking out. So I will go ahead and swatch the palette as well. Now I have the Sleek Highlighting Palette in Solstice. That one I really, really like, and I think that it works better for my skin tone. If you are more of my skin tone or just like a light skin tone, I think Solstice would work better for you. I was really excited to see Sleek Makeup come out with this and come out with some of these deeper highlighting shades. So there you have the 4 shades from the Sleek Coppertone palette. This is only $14.99 for 4 different shades for a really nice highlighting palette with the mirror. I think that is fantastic. So I think it's just going to kind of depend if Solstice will be better for you or if Copper Plate will be better for you. I noticed in there when I was filming the trying new makeup video video, just that these shades are too dark for me, because even as I put on the highlight, as I kept going, I think I even said it at one point in the video, like, oh wow, I went really hard on my blush today. It wasn't my blush, it was actually the amount of pigment and just like how dark these highlights were on my skin, that you could really see that in the video, and I didn't catch on until I was in the editing process, and I was like, that's not your blush, that's the highlight. So unfortunately, I don't think this highlight palette I will be able to get a lot of use out of, especially for highlighting. You know, maybe I could think about it for like, you know, like eye shades or like topper shades or things like that, but I might see if there is someone I could maybe pass this on to, because it is a really nice palette. Sleek Makeup did send this to me. It's just, for me personally, I'm not going to be able to get a lot of use on it on my skin tone, but again, I think it's excellent that they've come out with another palette, and I would recommend both Solstice and Copper Plate depending on your skin tone. So the final products I have to review are some lip products. These are from Persona Cosmetics. So in the video, I tried out her nude, which is called OG. These are $16. They're also available on the Ulta website, and this is her first launch of liquid lipsticks. Persona Cosmetics was started by Sonia, or simply Sonia here on YouTube. They have the Identity palette out, an eyeshadow palette, also highlighters, which are really nice. They have these liquid lipsticks, so they launched first with these 3 shades. So OG is the nude, Flamingo is a pink, and then Holy Grail is the red. These are all matte liquid lipsticks, and then there are the swatches of the 3 shades. These are $16, and these are really, really nice liquid lipsticks. I would also highly recommend these. All 3 of them have a really nice color payoff on the lips. It doesn't take a lot of time. You don't have to constantly be dipping back into the container to get more lip products. They do dry down matte, but they're not too dry on the lips. I feel like they're a more comfortable formula, especially for all of the different liquid lipsticks that I've tried. I was just so impressed with these. I like the packaging on them. I like the clear packaging. I like that we can see what's going on. I love the 3 colors that she chose to launch, and honestly, I really do like all 3. I mean, I'm such a huge nude fan, so of course I love the nude. The pink is so nice, but honestly, the red really surprised me at how beautiful it is, and it really is a stunning red. I can see myself grabbing for that one on the days that I'm reaching for a red lip, but overall, I don't really have a lot of negatives to say. These stay on really well. Also, again, they have a good lasting time without being too dry, so I think these are fantastic. I would highly recommend checking these out from Persona Cosmetics. I'll be excited to see what lip shades and also just what launches that she'll come out with next. I'll be keeping an eye on that, but after that is going to wrap it up for today's follow-up video. So that is everything for today's review video, following up on one of my recent trying new makeup videos. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and my thoughts on all of the products I've been trying out. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments down below. If you've been trying any of these products, what do you think of them? I should be back on schedule for an actual trying new makeup video next Friday when I am back from vacation. But other than that, if you guys did enjoy this video, you like getting these follow-ups, make sure to give this one a thumbs up. I hope that you also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye.